Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you on here, and I hope you guys can try these mandalas and have a fun time doing it. So before we get started on the mandala design, I'm going to explain our tools. So the tools I use are color-coded, so they have a color on the top of the tools. When you buy them off of Temu or Amazon, they usually just come clear. So first off, for the twirly tools, I do not use the green twirly for any of my tutorials, so you can set this one aside. As for the rods, the largest two rods, I, again, also do not use for any of my tutorials, but if you're doing like a bigger project on your own time, then of course you can use these. So now to help you understand what I have color-coded, you can lay them out biggest to smallest. The biggest one, which is the green one, next size down, we have it marked as the blue stick. And then next size down after the blue is the white stick. After the white stick, it's the yellow stick. And then we have the pink stick. And then last but not least, trying to pick them up, is the black stick. And then of course we have the twirlies. These are self-explanatory. They are color-coded already. You can color code them yourself. We use just nail polish on the tops of the tools. We can get started with the design now. So for today's class, I'm using this color palette. For paint color number 1, I'm using Craft Smart Dark Yellow. For paint color number 2, I'm using Craft Smart Green. For paint color number 3, I'm using Craft Smart Sailing Sky. Paint color number 4 is Craft Smart Metallic Rose. Paint color number 5 is Deco Art Americana Gentle Heather. And paint color 6 is Deco Art Americana Sunny Day. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get started on our bunny. We're going to start with the pink stick. And we're going to use paint color 5. So to make sure our design is symmetrical, we're going to use a method I like, north, south, west, east. So you're going to look from the top of your bunny like this and place 2 right across from each other like this. Then you'll find the center of those 2, put it to the side like that, and then another one across from that one. So 4 dots like that. And once you get all those 4 dots, in each gap, we're gonna place 1 dot. So in between those 2 dots, I placed a dot. In between these 2. So you should add 4 more dots. And you should end up with 8 dots in total all around. Okay, next step, we're gonna use the pink stylus. You're gonna start with the bigger end and paint color 3. And we're gonna do just like we practiced, placing a dot below this time though. And then you'll switch to the smaller end, place a dot, and switch to the smaller end, and then walk the dots halfway without redipping, redip, and do the other half.
yeah, I don't think this is.
Okay, next up, we're gonna use the pink stylus once again with paint color 6. And we're doing the same thing, using the bigger end for that first dot, switch to the smaller end, and go around. Okay, next step, we're gonna use the pink stylus, the bigger end, with paint color 4. We're going to, instead of placing 1 dot at the top, we're gonna place 3 in like a little triangle like that. And then we're not gonna switch to the smaller end, just redip and walk the dots around.
So walking with fat dots.
Yes.
P number 4. Let's start over here. So that the better looking ones on the front. Example.
Okay, next step, we're gonna use the blue stylus and the pink stylus. Blue and white. Sorry, did I say blue and pink? I meant blue and white. And we're gonna use paint color 2. We're gonna start with the pink, the blue. We're gonna start with the blue, the bigger end. Paint color 2, placing that first dot, and then with the bigger end of the white, we're gonna go around.
And it's the big end of both, right?
Yeah.
The blue on the big end.
Okay, next step, we're gonna use the pink stylus with the smaller end and paint color 3. And you're going to start about level with the 2 top dots here, maybe just a tiny bit lower, and you're going to do 1 little drag in between, start a little lower on either side, and draw 2 little ones on the edges like that. Next step, we're going to use the pink stick with paint color 1, and you're just going to put a dot right here where we did our little drags, just right below it. Next step, we're using the pink stylus. The bigger end first and then the smaller one with paint color 4. So bigger end for the first dot, then you'll switch to the smaller end to go around. Just walking the dots like we practiced.
And 4 you said, right?
Yes. Okay, next up, we're gonna use the pink stylus once again with the bigger end first with paint color 2. Bigger end for the first dot, then you'll switch to go around.
Number 2.
Okay, next step, we're gonna use the white stylus with paint color 3, using the bigger end for the first dot and then the smaller to go around. Okay, next step, we're gonna use the white stylus, the bigger end, with paint color 6. Bigger end for the first dot, and just redip and walk around with the bigger end.
So same end for everything.
Yes. Okay, next step, we're gonna use the pink stylus, smaller end with paint color 4. And once again, we're doing those little drags. Next step, we're gonna use the pink stick with paint color 3, and we're just placing a dot right above our drags. Next step, we're gonna take the pink stylus with paint color 1 and just doing how we've done over and over again, bigger end for the first dot, and then you'll switch to the smaller to go around. Next step, once again using the pink stylus with paint color 2, using the bigger end for the first dot and switching to the smaller end. Next step, we're gonna use the pink stylus with paint color 4. We're going to use the bigger end first and then switch to the smaller to go around. Okay, we're gonna do one last round of walking the dots with the white stylus, bigger end, and paint color 5. We're not switching to the smaller end, so just place a dot with the bigger end, re-dip, and go around. Okay, next step, we're gonna use the pink stylus, smaller end, with paint color 6, and doing our last little drags here at the bottom.
That little end, right?
Yes. So now we're gonna move up to the top where the ears are. So for this section, we're just going to be placing a whole bunch of dots with all the colors in your palette, just randomly, just fill it up with dots. I'm gonna be using the blue stylus, bigger end. Then once you guys are done with putting all the dots around your ears, you're going to choose your favorite color with the blue stylus bigger end and just paint the inside of the ears just like